And here we go again. Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BXRX. We've got another fantastic show happening for you. Coming up on today's show, we'll hear from the original member of one of the world's greatest and innovative vocal bands. You don't want to miss it. Then we'll speak to a bilingual financial educator who will highlight the importance of financial planning for the future. And then after that, we'll check in with a friend of the show to hear about the great work that she is doing with students all around our wonderful city. Plus, Bobby C. Kaboom! He steps into the room with the latest in the world of sports. And then finally, we'll speak to a photographer to the stars. We'll share his insight on his storied career, and he's going to give us a behind the scenes on his latest project. You don't want to miss it. Sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and we're wide open. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, everyone. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx, New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a jazz singer and an original member of the vocal group, the Manhattan Transfer. She's here with us today to share some highlights of her career as an artist and to speak about how the vocal group is celebrating their 50th anniversary. So please welcome to the show, Janis Siegel. Janis, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. Thank you. So were you born in the Bronx?
Am I one? Yes, I'm one of you.
I was born in Brooklyn, so we have a natural rivalry.
There you go. All right. Well, actually, I'm from the 5 boroughs and the tri-state area and across the country. Sometimes I'm in so many different places, I don't know. But it's so wonderful to have you on. You guys have a storied career. You've traveled the world. You've been all over the place. What stands out in your mind as one of the places that was a great highlight in your career?
Well, there's so many places that we've played that were extraordinary, so many gigs that were extraordinary. One couple of experiences I remember were Assisi, Italy. We played in the middle of the town square, and we didn't think much of it, but like 15,000 people showed up, and it was an unbelievable evening. We've also played at the Vatican. We've played at the White House. We've played, and we won our first Grammy at Radio City Music Hall. That was pretty special because we performed live on the show, and then we won on air when they still had jazz on the Grammys. So that was kind of special.
And so you've traveled all of these. I mean, you hit the road. You guys hit the road, Jack. And you're coming back. I'm not going to mess with the song, but that's not you anyway. But tell us about how does it feel to be celebrating 50 years in the business?
Well, I can tell you that it doesn't feel like 50 years. It just goes like that.
I know.
I mean, we started here in this very area. I'm in Manhattan in the West Village. We started here in October of 1972.
Wow.
That's when we started. So the time has really flown because you're doing something you love.
Yeah.
Really, and of course, I'm not trying to say that there haven't been roadblocks and challenges. I mean, deep challenges.
Yeah.
In 50 years, it's like being married, except 4 people instead of 2.
Exactly.
Or 3.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people think, well, that they just see you on stage and they think, wow, here it is, you put it together, and really don't know a lot of the work that it takes to get to where you are today. Speak
Well, that's
about
a very
some of those
interesting
challenges.
point. I saw a cartoon recently that I think encapsulates exactly what you're saying. There's a mountain, and the very, very top eighth of it is what people see.
Yeah.
Then the rest of it is work that the artist does that you don't see.
Yeah. How would you explain the gradual shifts in style of your music?
Well, first of all, we never really defined ourselves as one thing or the other. We never said we were a pop group. We never said we were a jazz group. We just wanted to explore harmony, four-part usually,
Yeah.
four-part harmony through different American styles of music mostly. I would say doo-wop, R&B, pop, jazz. So we would apply four-part harmony to something like Sweet Talkin' Guy,
Yeah.
which was, an out-and-out, sort of R&B pop record. Or Alan Toussaint's a cappella, for instance. We just would apply and see what happened. Because we were missing that sound in popular music, that sound of four-part harmony.
Yeah.
So
That's great. And do you have a tour set up for the 50th, or what's going to happen? Is going to be a
yes,
huge celebration
there's a
behind
tour
that?
that's going to begin in October with we're joining forces with the Great Diva Jazz Orchestra, who are celebrating their 30th anniversary actually, and we just rehearsed with them this past week in New York City.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's the 50th anniversary show is special.
So you guys can get out there and say, let the celebrations begin. 30 and 50. 30 and 50
Yeah.
equals,
50th golden anniversary.
80. 80 years altogether.
Yeah.
All right, so where are some of the places you're going to stop? You're going to
Well,
start it in New York City?
It's all on our website. There are many, many dates. So I can't just rattle them off. But
Yeah.
if you go to our website, www.manhattantransfer.net,
Yeah.
it's all laid out there. I have to take a look myself,
Yeah.
actually.
I know, Janis, when you're touring, how many shows do you think that you do throughout the year?
Everybody always asks me that, and I never have an answer because I look at it in a different way. I look at it as I'm out for 10 days, I'm home for a week. I'm out
Got
for 4 days, I'm home for 3 days. So I never do the math at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I know, I understand. I was talking
Yeah,
to somebody the
that's-
other day.
It goes in my life.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like a workaholic. Well, it's not a one-man show. It can be, though, but a couple of people. I'm talking about Dougie Fresh, and he does about 250 to 300 shows a year. Just people just have him going. But, everybody has their own lane that they stay in, and Manhattan Transfer has been giving us great music over the years. We thank you, and we appreciate you, and we love your sound, and we love everything that you guys are doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Thank you.
What
Yeah.
song hits you? I mean, a lot of the songs that you sing are right here that hit you in your heart, and you feel good about it. But what song that you sing or that you're a part of that really, really hits home? Out of the park.
Well, I mean, I really enjoy everything we do. I mean, I still love singing Birdland. We sing it every show, just
Yeah.
about. Whether it's this club or a big concert, or we sing it because it became a sort of an anthemic for us with the addition of Jon Hendricks' words.
Yeah. You know where I'm going with it, right? I'm gonna
Jon
try to.
Hendricks was our mentor and a dear, dear friend of the groups.
Uh-huh.
And we try, and another thing that we are passionate about is the art of vocalese, which Birdland technically is a vocalese. So in other words, it's a lyricized version of a famous instrumental.
Yeah.
And we sing all the solos. So, I mean, the beginning part, that's Jocko. I sing Wayne Shorter, and I also sing Jerzalinal synth solo at the end.
Yeah, I was close. I was leading you to that little singing part. Can you give us a little bit more?
No,
And then
not
we'll come to the concert and see the rest.
Coffee.
The Manhattan Transfer, celebrating 5-0, the big 5-0. And you can check them out. That website again is manhattantransfer.net.
Yes,
The website, manhattantransfer.net.
yes.
Um,
Easy to remember, hard to forget.
Yeah. And we'll get an opportunity to see everything that you're doing. Check out the tour. And you have some music in it that we can listen to too?
Yeah, well, the record is released. Digitally, it's released. The hard copy CD is coming out in another week or two. And that will be available on Amazon and all. But right now you can stream it on iTunes and other streaming platforms.
That's great. They're still putting CDs out there. Are they going to do an album also?
I wish we wanted to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it's in the cards right now. I
'Cause
mean,
people-
I listen to vinyl all the time.
Yeah, because people still like they like the sound of the vinyl, and they still like the artwork that comes with the cover on the album. Or yeah.
Yeah, you can read the credits. And
Yes.
it's-
Yes.
I love looking at the pictures, and I always have.
Thank you so much. There she is, Janis Siegel, singer, member of the Manhattan Transfer. Thank you, Janis.
You're quite welcome.
All right, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got a whole lot more coming up next. We're headed out of the park. Boop. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. So happy that you can sit back and join us. Coming up right now, we have a bilingual person. She's she's a bilingual educator, by the way, who joins the show to speak about the importance of planning for retirement and why young people should be thinking about that early on in life. So please welcome to the show, Jessica Figeuroa. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Jessica, you've been in this for a little while, huh? Can you tell us about your journey in this business of financial literacy?
Yes, I actually been learning for myself and also teaching others for almost 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And also my background actually for folks out there, have to study finances to get your finances in order. My background is in healthcare management. However, going through different stages of my life, like becoming a mom, having a business, there are certain things that had to be in place, which is having your finances in order.
Yeah.
So I feel so much passion for that. So now I'm teaching others to do the same.
No, I can see the mix because healthcare, if you don't have your financial stuff in order, it can weigh on your mind. You gotta
Right.
have a
It
healthy
generates so
mind.
much stress, like
Yep.
you're thinking about the next month. And,
Exactly.
as matter just take action now and start thinking about how you can make just those changes little
Yeah.
by little.
Exercise your mind, body, and spirit every day in preparation
Right.
for life. So how did you get into it?
Okay, so like I said, after coming out of college, I started thinking, okay, how am I going to start thinking about paying back my student loans?
Yeah, that'll
So
that'll
one of
make
the
it happen
things-
for you. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. Yes.
So okay, so I invested. I am a firm believer on investing in myself. Education, getting the right skills. But being out there in the world, you still gotta go through your internships of things that you need to prove yourself, prove to the world that you're still adding value to the marketplace. So in that sense, in 2020, I started looking for ways that I can start doing first for myself. Like, how
Yeah.
am I going to start paying faster? I don't want to put myself in a plan that will take me like 10, 20 years from now and delaying things that are important for me.
Yes.
At that point, I did not know how to start. I wasn't even aware, I should say, about, the things that I didn't know, meaning saving for retirement, or I was just thinking about paying back my student loan. So that's how I got started learning about educating about the things that don't teach you in school. They teach about corporate finance, but not about our finances.
Yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of people don't know about all the things that you need to do in order to make things work in life, and you just live in the moment instead of planning for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Becoming an adult, that should be one of the part of your checklist,
Yeah.
when it comes to, having your financials. Just start being aware. That should be the first step for the young folks out there. Like, just being aware that the amazing opportunities and resources that are out there now everywhere. Just you have to figure out what works for you and what's important to you and your family.
So, but your organization, you teach that, right? And how do you put that out
Yes.
there? How do you spread the word?
Absolutely. That's an awesome question because of that. So when I got started learning for myself, I started talking about my family, my friends, people that I know about, finance. Like, how you doing this? How you saving for retirement? How you protecting yourself? There's a lot of things that it comes from finances,
Right.
but a lot of people, what are you talking about? Just go out there, find a good job with benefits and retire 65. I said, that's it. So, and then my organization and we started only not teaching about the tools, but also about going a little bit back and thinking about why is it, specifically our community, because we do also in English and in Spanish,
Yeah.
to make it easier and simple. So we sit down with people and said, okay, how is it what are those beliefs that are holding us back as a community, that why, as opposed to the other part of the population, they already no way ahead, but they're still a little bit step forward than us. Because when it comes to ourselves, like, we still like having our money under the mattress. You're still thinking about just living the moment, which is okay, still planning. But
Yeah.
going back about the beliefs that we're in a country that we can take a lot of advantage in a good way, for not for ourselves, but also actually building generational wealth for our future families, because it's not only us. A lot of us have kids that we don't want them to wait until 65 to start saving, right?
Right. Well, when do you start? And give us a couple of tips on what should we do to prepare for it and get things rolling in that financial area.
Okay, perfect. Well, the way it starts now. As soon as you get the information, as soon as you are aware of the things that are out there, don't delay it, and also find out what's right for you in a way that what you feel comfortable with. And if you want to get ahead in one of the very first financial tools, like you said, financial wellness and your health is it's correlated, because if we think about that, if we know good financially, that creates extra stress, that creates anxiety, and you most likely, not in a good mood. So that tends to maybe eating habits, a lot of things like that. And so the very first thing I always say, get a financial checkup. And people say, wait, what? Your doctor? What is a financial checkup?
Get a
So
financial
just like
checkup.
taking your car to, every year to check up, or yourself to check your eyes, check your blood pressure, your annual. For all that, it's the same thing with your finances. Like I always say, when was the last time somebody sat down with you and say, okay, you're on the right track, we need to change this, because not everything works for everybody.
Simply, what are some of the things that we can look forward to? You look forward to building up your 401k, your savings account, Social Security, all of those other things. Maybe you have money in stocks, real estate. Should we be looking at that whole area to build up a huge portfolio or an account in those areas? So is that some of the things that will help us prepare for retirement? Briefly.
Right. I always say that when it comes to having all those financial pieces, it's important. If you have them, great. I congratulate you, because not all people have them. And the first thing I say is just like building your team like a soccer team. I love soccer. So if you have the team players in the right position, it's most likely that you're going to win the game. So how you going to win the game on money? Having all those pieces working for you. So work with the financial professional in different areas. If you have a house, work with maybe go to the bank and ask how I can refinance my house. How, if I have a 401k, ask you HR or somebody that will help you that's managing your account. How can I max out my account? How can I contribute more so I can save faster? Or and also in the sense of that, it's very, very important. People tend to forget the type of investor you are.
Yeah.
Because
One more question.
Yes.
I know because they're gonna maybe stop, but you got to come back because you're a wealth of information. What services are you providing during Hispanic Heritage Month?
Okay, perfect. So seminars, there's a bunch of seminars that are being held all throughout this month, and I would like for you to, I would like to invite you all actually to end the month strong in October 15th. Yeah. We're gonna have an amazing, amazing event for you. I'm inviting you all. It's gonna be bearing force and business owners how to make a profitable business and start expanding your business as well. We're gonna partner up with a bank. So you can find the details on my social media, and I would love to see you all there so we can get to know each other. And, I'm here to help. I'm here. If there's any way I can help you, just reach back to me, and I'm so glad to share everything I know with you all.
Jessica Figeuroa, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jessica Figeuroa, bilingual financial educator and entrepreneur. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back and give you more next.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
And welcome back. Our next guest is the founder and executive director of Meet the Writers Incorporated, and she's with us today to highlight the work of the National Ambassador for Children's Literature and to promote her organization's upcoming events. So please welcome to the show, Michele Weisman. Michele, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I know you've been doing some great things in our schools throughout the 5 boroughs, and I know it's going to go further and it's going to get bigger and bigger. Tell us a little bit for the people who are just tuning in for the first time. Tell us a little bit about Meet the Writers Incorporated.
Thank you so much, Bob. It's great to be here again. Meet the Writers is a literacy nonprofit. We promote literacy by connecting inspiring authors to students in New York City schools. And we had an amazing year last year. We reached over 10,000 students.
Woo!
And distributed more than 6,000 books. So it's been an amazing journey. And this year it just feels like it's blowing up with kids back in schools. So I think there's going to be a lot of activity this year.
Yeah, and September was an important month for literacy and literature application or appreciation. How far do you believe Meet the Writers has come in helping foster the love of reading for our youth? Because a lot of people, they want to get into reading, and they need people and organizations like yours to just help nudge them along a little bit.
Yeah, we do try to nudge students along. When we go into a school, every student on the grade participates in the program, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say, I don't need a book, or I don't have to do this, but they do have to do it. It's part of the curriculum. And often kids will not be as excited at the start of a program, but once they meet the author and once they talk to the author, they want to get a book too. They want to get a book signed. They want to read it. So I do see that it does create this excitement over books.
Yeah.
I wanted to highlight, I have this incredible partnership with PS
Yes.
MS89 Williamsbridge on Mace Avenue in the Bronx. And so I'm very excited about that.
heard.
We brought an author to 3rd to 8th grade last year,
Yeah.
and we're going to continue this year. So it's been really exciting.
Yeah. And that's big for students and teachers. Is that right?
For students and teachers, yes. And we bring authors that are exciting and contemporary authors, but also authors that are part of the curriculum. Like at MS89, kids were reading a book called Trash Vortex, How Plastic Pollution is Choking the World's Oceans. And the author, we found the author in Brussels. So we were able to connect an author in Brussels with students in the Bronx. And it was really amazing.
And that is deep because we hear a lot of people talking about that. What did the students get out of that book?
Well, I think when they read the book, they learned about this huge problem of trash in the oceans. But the author also talked about how it was to write nonfiction, that she thought it was even more fun than writing fiction because the characters were true. These are real characters, and she felt like fact was even more exciting than fiction. And so that was really fun. I felt like she shared her excitement for writing about real things.
Real characters, real trash.
Real trash,
Real pollution.
real characters, real stories about real people, which were more exciting and stranger than fiction.
Yeah. You always have something coming up, something waiting in the wings that I think we should know more about. Tell us about what you have coming up.
Well, there's a few things. We'll see what we have time for. I have this event this week with, as you mentioned, the National Ambassador for Children's Literature, Jason Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he's going to be talking to all middle school students at a school in Brooklyn called the Brooklyn Green School. So all students read a book called Stamped, Racism, Anti-Racism, and You, a book that the author wrote with Ibram X. Kendi. And I'm excited because we're doing this program on Thursday, and 7th and 8th graders are going to lead the conversation. They're going to start by asking questions to Jason. Wow. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. That's one. What's the other one coming up?
The other thing I'd love to talk about is I have a partnership this year with the New York City Public School Literacy Collaborative.
All right.
And we're doing events for pre-K to 12th grade. So every student in public school in New York City could log on to a free event by a contemporary and exciting author. We are planning the events now. They're going to be on our calendar soon. And so that's free for everyone in public school. So I think that's going to be really exciting.
And then the third thing?
Well, I guess the third thing, if I have more time, is to talk about how we get, it's not just the authors, but it's also the books. So one of the things we work with schools is to make sure that a kid meets an author, hopefully at some point an author who looks like them or their family or their parents, and so really reflects on their life, but they also get a book to keep that's signed by the author. And I hope that's exciting for them, that they have a book that they get to hold and they get to bring home and read a few times. So I'm really excited about that.
How do schools and students get more involved in what your organization is doing? Can a school sign up to participate?
Yes, so on our website, they could just go to meetthewriters.org and they'll fill out a form and I'll respond. You know, within half a day, they'll get a response and we could talk about how we could collaborate. And as the years have gone on, our network just keeps growing. So we work with schools in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, and in Queens. Still working on Staten Island, but we're open to that too.
Yeah.
And also always looking for local authors who have written a great book. So schools, authors, and of course, funders. We're always looking for all of those things as we continue to grow.
Yeah. So far you've reached more than 20,000 students in About 150 visits citywide so far.
Yeah.
It's growing.
I think we're even up to 35,000 students, just keeping an account. But so it's been amazing.
That's great.
I guess one of the things that strikes me is that authors come, and most authors say yes and also bring their true selves. Like, kids ask easy questions like, how many books have you written? But also hard questions like, why is writing this book important to you?
Yeah.
And authors answer.
Yeah, that's great. Do you think about extending it beyond the 5 boroughs?
Potentially, where there has been some interest. I've talked to a school in California.
Yeah.
There's one in Boston. There are other literacy nonprofits around the country, and I often speak to them, and we share best practices. But sure, we're open.
We're growing.
Yeah.
We're open.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing
growing.
now.
We're open, yeah. So,
Michele, thank you so much. Give us that website one more time.
yeah, meetthewriters.org. I'd love to hear from anyone who's interested.
Thank you, Michele. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Michele Weisman, founder and executive director, Meet the Writers Incorporated. We'll take a break right here, but coming up next, we have Bobby C. He just stepped into the room. Kaboom. He has the latest in the world of sports next.
TV news, radio reports, and newspaper headlines in the 1970s and 80s misrepresented communities in the borough of the Bronx. Then, something transformative happened. By, for, and about the Bronx, BronxNet was born.
BronxNet provides media education,
Opening the doors to competitive careers in the media industry
For thousands of students in middle school,
high school.
and college.
BronxNet.
We begin our look at sports with the postseason-bound New York Mets and their star, Pete Alonso. Clear another space for Alonso in the Mets history books. Alonso recently broke the Amazins' single-season RBI record, passing the previous mark of 124 set by Hall of Famer Mike Piazza in 1999 and tied by David Wright in 2008. The Mets first baseman set the new mark in style, blasting a 2-run homer to collect record-setting RBIs number 124 and 125. Alonso's 39th home run of the season traveled a StatCast projected 451 feet, his longest of the year. Congrats to the Polar Bear. Kudos are also in order for Aaron Judge here in the Bronx. The Judge didn't tie Roger Maris during the last homestand here in the BX, but he did tie the great Babe Ruth. Judge matched Babe Ruth's 60 home runs against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Yankee star has had an unreal season for the playoff-bound Bronx Bombers. I don't think there's any way that he does not win the Most Valuable Player award this year. The stars continue to align for the Yankees and the Mets. It got us thinking about all-stars, and this turned back the clock. We look back at the All-Star game from our nation's capital. That Midsummer Classic featured Judge, Glaber, Sevy, and DeGrom. Take a look. This is Bobby C. reporting from our nation's capital, where Bryce Harper won the Home Run Derby on Monday night, and the American League All-Stars won the Home Run Derby on Tuesday night in the Midsummer Classic. What was better, last night's Home Run Derby or tonight's Home Run Derby?
Tonight's was. We only had one represented last night in our league, and we had quite a few represented tonight, so I'll take tonight.
I took a cutter down the middle of the first pitch and then kind of went into battle mode and just was trying to put a line drive in play, and it left the yard. It was crazy.
What do you think is the best part of being an All-Star?
The best part is just getting a chance to represent the Yankees, I feel like. Getting a chance to represent the New York Yankees, represent, New York, and represent my family, teammates, coaches, everything like that, and getting a chance to be around certain players that, represent the game the right way, and great role models, getting a chance to pick their brain, man, it's quite an honor.
To be here, to be on the stage with, some of the best players in baseball and get to come in this locker room and interact with them and talk about baseball and things that they're doing at the plate and what to do and what not to do is a pretty cool feeling, and to get to experience that is always fun.
After making the comments about your desire to want to stay in New York, just what does it mean for you to be representing the Mets and to be on a stage like this?
It's fun. Anytime you get to represent your team and be in an all-star game is a huge honor. And like I said, I really enjoy my time in New York and really enjoy playing for this team.
I just got a 1 goal, and he's playing big league, and now I start playing in the All-Star games. Pretty awesome. And nothing, try to take that experience and enjoy the moment.
You have to, every year try to be better. The guys, they're always, getting better, the hitters. So you as a pitcher have to work out and do the best you possibly can to be a better pitcher.
The good old days. Nice memories there. The Pinstripers welcomed Harrison Bader off the DL last week in the Bronx. The newest Yankee is a tremendous center fielder. And the focus of our Did You Know this morning. Did you know that Bader was born in nearby Bronxville and played high school baseball here in the BX? He played shortstop in the Eastchester Little League as a youth and grew up a fan of the Yankees. His favorite player, coincidentally, is Roger Maris. Bader attended the Horace Mann School in the Riverdale section. As a senior, he batted .500 with a .783 slugging percentage to garner first-team All-Region, first-team All-State, first-team All-City, and the 2012 Rawlings Northeast All-Region first-team honor. A welcome return to the Bronx. A huge return for the BX came by way of Fordham wide receiver Fotis Coco Sulius. What a name. In a heartbreaking loss to Ohio, the Rams standout had a game to remember, a game to never forget, in fact. 4 receiving scores, tying the school record set by Javarius Dudley in 2003 and matched by Jason Caldwell in 2009 and Sam Ajala in 2013. This is the bigger number, though, 320 receiving yards, a school and Patriot League record. He now has 170 career receptions, moving him into 7th on the Fordham all-time list. We'll stick with football and I'll highlight a signature win by the New York Jets over the Cleveland Browns early in the season, their first win of the season.
You can hear it. We're off the snide. We just got to love the way this feels. Got to find a way to stack them up. A lot of stuff that we got to clean up, but just proud of the guys because we didn't quit, and that's probably the biggest thing I'll take away from it. I'm going to go to the quarterback first with Joe. Just a calming force. He's been in a lot of these situations, leading a bunch of young men, and thought he was cool and calm. Got the ball where it needed to go, and they just left the door open just a crack, and it was enough for our guys to break through. It was awesome.
Gangrene started 1-1 before falling in week number 3. The Giants, meanwhile, started 2-0 heading into week 3. Like the Jets' September win, that's something that hasn't happened for the G-Men in a minute. We go back inside the locker room for more with Big Blue.
I thought the defense throughout the game played well. We gave up that one big one that squirted out there later, but they tightened back up in the red zone. They tackled well. We didn't get hit over the top of their head. I thought they did a good job. They stuck together. Again, it was a good team win. These games are going to be like this most of the time in this league, and I thought our guys showed grit, and toughness, and heart.
And the other version of football, soccer, we catch up on the latest from the defending champions here in the Bronx. NYCFC beat their rivals, the New York Red Bulls, recently and had some off time between matches. Here's the latest with NYCFC.
I think we have to rely on our performance team. We have some really good guys in sports science, in medicine, and they will plan the week. We will give some time off. We will make sure that we get a game in for some of the guys that haven't, the likes of Keaton Parks. We want to get them ready for returning after the break. But for us, it's about rest now. It's been a really busy period. It's been a challenging period because there's been a lot of football games in a short space of time, but injuries mean that the roster has been short, so you have to roll with guys consistently. And I think the good thing is, in that period, you really see what the team is made of. And to be in a moment where we don't win football games and then be able to put in the two performances against two good teams. I'm really proud of that.
We turn our focus to the world of racing. Always a blast to hear the roar of motorcycles. Our BronxNet cameras took in the action at the New Jersey Motorsports Park as the Moto America Series wrapped up in the month of September. Moto America is the North American road racing series and the home of the AMA Superbike Championship. So many terrific local storylines this year. We'll start with local product Corey Alexander. He is your 2022 Stock 1000 champion. A few years ago, he thought he was out of road racing altogether, and for good. The 2013 AMA Pro Supersport East champion sat out for a couple of years, then tried racing an American flat track before coming back to Moto America on a limited basis in 2019. Alexander made a return to Moto America full-time in 2020 during the pandemic. I also loved catching up with Josh Hayes, now 47 years old, but man, you can't tell when he is on a motorcycle, giving us older guys a good name. Hayes got a double win in Supersport aboard his Squid Hunter Yamaha, bringing his all-time AMA wins record to 86. That ties him with AMA Hall of Famer Miguel Duhamel. I asked him about his talent, meeting his experience, and what it's like to share victories with his family these days. Sunday, September 11th was the culmination of the race weekend for Moto America in New Jersey. Danilo Petrucci's victory in the second race at NJMP took the title decision to the final round of the competition. The New York Ducati Italian scored his fifth win this year and went on to score 327 points. He spoke about having a heavy heart on 9/11. Here's more with Moto America.
Honestly, the rain was the biggest thing, right? Because you just didn't really know, and the track surface seemed to get so slick with such little moisture. Like normally, like Pittsburgh, for example, I think we would have been fine the whole time, really. But for whatever reason, the pavement here is like it doesn't absorb water very well, so I think it just sits on top, and it got slick really quick. So I really just didn't want to do anything stupid. I mean, I wanted to be up there with Travis and Hayden. I think we had the bike to do it today. We made a lot of changes last night, but it just wasn't worth it for me. I think at a certain point I realized there was a gap there in fifth, and that's all I knew I needed. So settled in, and yeah, I mean, one of these times I'd like to win at home. It'd be really cool, or at least be on the box. We seem to have a string of bad luck, but this makes up for it.
Incredible, and I'm so fortunate. I've been lucky in racing, and it took a while. The first decade was hard, and then the next ones have been pretty special. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. Man, Squid Hunter has done, we talked about it. He said, hey man, like I'm pretty close to this record, and after Daytona, I'm like, you guys gave me a great bike. I think we can do it, and it's so exciting to not just talk about it, but show up and get there and do good work.
Whatever it will go, I'm so happy to bring the championship at the last race, even if I finish first or second, because I'm so happy to bring all this excitement to this championship, and I think it has been good, whatever if I win or not, to follow this championship and this fight till the end.
I knew Danilo would be fast, I knew Matt would be fast, I knew Cam would be fast, so it was tricky. It was this track is always really, really tricky in the wet. Like every turn has a different feel, different amount of grip, and got to a decent start, and those guys kind of took off right away, and I was kind of in that point where I'm like, man, I just got to keep this thing up and not do anything stupid. And yeah, I mean, we're up around the podium, we brought it home on a tough day, and we're bringing this championship down close to the end, so I'm excited about this.
The final round in the state of Alabama decided if Jake Gagne would renew the title, you just saw him there, or if Petrucci would take the crown home in his rookie year in the championship. Gagne finished second in one of the races. Petrucci finished fourth. Jake repeats as champion, albeit narrowly. Congrats to Gagne, Alexander, and the rest of the Moto America stars on a super season. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for an appreciation from one Bronx sports guy to another. J.R. Jackson got his start in the sports communication world with his YouTube channel, JR Sports Brief. Using that channel as a springboard, he was able to work in different media outlets such as television, broadcasting, and radio all along the way. Jackson also found and focused on diversity and inclusion. He is collaborating with Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools for the second straight year in his Media Tour for the Movement, Media for the Movement Tour, where he tours college campuses around the country, including a few here in the Bronx and in New York. His tour is designed to raise awareness about accessibility and sports. The CBS Sports radio host started JR Sports Brief, if you can imagine this, out of his old Bronx bedroom. A shoebox, a snack table, and a Sony hand cam was the start of JR Sports Brief. Encouraging Gary Sheffield at the time to retire was the subject, and YouTube was the platform. That means that you can do this. He launched JR Sports Brief, nabbed 1 million views his very first year, made JR Sports Brief a full-time job, and then in the second year, and currently these days has over 1 million views on YouTube, a true Bronx success story. And the best part is he's giving back these days with his annual Media for the Movement Tour. Great job, JR Sports Brief. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned. More Open coming back at you right after this.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, I'm your host, and guess what? This young man, we see him everywhere we go in the community, on different stages, different places. He is considered the photographer for the stars, and he comes in high demand, and he's with us to speak about his storied career, working with so many high-profile celebrities, and he's going to be promoting his upcoming projects, too. So please welcome to the show, Ronnie Wright, the man, the photographer to the stars.
Hey,
what's up,
what's
son?
happening, everybody? How y'all doing?
How are you, man?
Yo, it's a blessing to be here and be up this morning. I got a little allergy thing going on, but I'm good.
Yeah. Well, ragweed and grass pollen is high. I read it on the air this morning. It's high in the air,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, it's gonna tickle you. It's gonna make you try to scratch the back of your throat with your tongue. It's gonna make you wipe your eyes, and it's gonna make you go like that too.
Oh, yeah, man.
So you've been doing this for a while, Ronnie. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your photography career. How'd you get it all started, and how did it feel when you came to your first high-profile shoot?
Oh man. Okay, let me sum it all up. I guess I got started. You know, my mother was a photographer, like in the family, so I picked it up from her, took her camera, and just started doing things. So actually, when I was in high school, I really started having a little passion for it. And before that, I grew up in a musical family, so I was singing all my life. And the photography thing I picked up as a hobby.
Yeah.
And a passion, and one thing led to another, and I just escalated and started doing things, and whoa, here I am 46 years later, still a photographer.
Yeah, I see people trying to switch off. You bring out all of this equipment and everything, and they've got these 50 cameras around their neck, and they're doing all these things, and then some people come out and just, all right, let me just bust it down and bring out the iPhone or something like that. What do you think about that?
See, I think a real photographer, man, we don't have to, now that we're in a digital age, we don't have to just sit there and take a picture and then look at it. If you got your setting, your aperture, and your settings right, you know what you're doing. I just constantly shoot. I don't have time for that. I don't want to miss that shot. So I just, continue going.
So
and
from
when you know your
f-stops to
craft,
the automatic stuff.
You know what you do.
So from f-stops, the manual transmission to the automatic.
Yeah. But I don't use automatic anymore, so it's all f-stops and knowing my settings and my aperture and stuff like that. So I just, I know what I'm doing. I made mistakes, but I taught myself. It was kind of like trial and error, And
yeah. Well, you got to
work my craft and bought books and learn lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to make the mistakes because that's how you learn. That's what it's all about,
course.
A little bit of failure here and there, it just guides you in the right direction. What was your most memorable celebrity photo shoot? What was that like?
You know what? I think Lena Horne.
Lena Horne.
Yeah, my friend Stacey Murray called me. She was working over, I think Stacey was at RCA or CBS.
Yeah.
And she told me that Lena Horne was coming to town, so I needed to roll with her for like 3 or 4 days. And she was signing a new deal with Blue Note. And
she's beautiful too.
you know, just for her being who she was, I mean, you know, like that was just magical to me. I mean, I worked with so many other people, but Lena Horne really stood out.
Yeah. Now wait a minute. Did you shoot people of that well, within those different genres? You had Tina Turner.
I have Tina Turner.
Who are some of those people in those categories like that? Because Kiara, she's our camera person. She said, "I'm down
Barry
with Tina
White,
Turner."
Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Maxine Brown, Frankie Beverly. It's just it goes on and on.
Yeah. You have a list. You'll be here all day just doing that.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
How about some of the newbies? Well, they're not new anymore. Drake and Lil Wayne, like Jason, our floor manager. You know, he says, "Yo, did you shoot them?"
Well, Drake and them, yeah, you know, I've gotten to them, but the guys that's out now, the new breed, I haven't really been around them because of all the things that they're doing right now. I just didn't want to get involved in that.
And I get it.
Until they straighten up and fly right. So.
Yeah. So little Michael Jordan, look at that.
Yeah, man, Michael Jordan's head touching my. I was like, oh my God.
I know. See your eyes popping out of your head.
Man, he was like, he ain't too, you know.
Look at Janet.
But yeah, that's the classic. Me and Janet in the studio.
I was around the Jackson family too. Janet Jackson, she's really, really cool. I met a lot of the people that you met. The Mighty OJs, of course, you know.
Oh yeah.
I met them too. I hosted for them numerous times. But yeah, they just keep on coming. Who's this right here?
That's Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
You can go on right now. You can see backstage with Dionne Warwick and Bob Lee. I interviewed her too. So yeah, we've been around some of the same people because when I'm out there, I see you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was always a pleasure working with you. I think the first thing you and I did together, and I got called to come down to Brooklyn. You was at a car dealership and you brought your daughter, and she was, I don't know, she was about 10 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's the first time we hooked up.
Yeah. Was it? I think it was a WBLS promotion. The guy was.
Yeah,
I think we were giving away a Jeep or
early
something
80s.
like that. Yeah. Were we giving away a Jeep? And the
Yeah, I
guy
think
won.
so.
He won the Jeep. He came.
Yeah.
He got out of the car when he pulled up. They said, "All right, the guy's here." He brought his whole family. They all got out of this car.
Yeah.
He said, "I know him." I said, "Oh." And we stood there. We took pictures. I remember that. Yeah.
But then, I mean, like you and I have been working together for so many years, and you know, even with Make the Grade, and
Yeah.
you know, it's always been a blessing and a pleasure, man, to do it.
Yeah. Well, you'll be there December 1st, right, at Terrace on
Oh
the
yeah,
Park.
definitely.
We got the Make the Grade Awards, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be coming through, and a lot of people that we're going to honor. Of course, the Make the Grade Foundation is a foundation that I started about 2004. It was a bounce off of the WBLS On Time program, and we just thought that we
Right.
needed more, so we came up with a program called a foundation called the WBLS. Well, I keep saying the WBLS because I've been there for so many years, but the Make the Grade Foundation for Education. And you can go to makethegrade.org and find out more. But we're talking about you. What advice would you give to up-and-coming photographers or people who want to get involved in the business? Because it's a whole lot more than this. This takes good pictures, but, you know,
Oh, of
you're
course,
an
I had
expert
to
at
pull
what
that
you
every
do.
now and then. I think, you know, building a relationship and going out, you know, don't just sit there and wait for the phone call, which it may not come. You got to get out and go and show your face and be in the place. And a lot of kids today, I really want them to think about, you know, like their grandparents and their parents are still living, and make sure they get that information and take
Yeah.
pictures of them, because after that, we have nothing.
Yeah. And it'll help document everything that you've come
Oh
through.
yeah, document everything.
Yeah.
You know, people think that I'm just a celebrity photographer, but I like to shoot the moon, the cats, the dogs, the animals, and I like landscape. You know, a lot of different things. I go around New York and just shoot the buildings sometimes.
Yeah, but a lot of things you do too that other photographers don't do is that you get involved in your pictures too. You take pictures with. Here, I've seen you give your camera to somebody and say, "Here,
but you know
just
what's
hit
funny,
this
Bob?
button right here."
A lot of the guys tell me that I never did that. I wish I had did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know, something just said, you know, this is Lena Horne. This is Frankie Beverly. This is Cab Calloway.
Yeah.
You'll never see that. You might not ever see this again. So make sure you're in that picture with
That's
them.
right.
And it's just been a blessing.
It's history. I can't wait for your photo book to come out.
Oh, it's coming. It's on the way, man. I'm working on it.
Any
coming.
upcoming projects? Oh, wait, what's that?
Wait, are we in frame? That's one of my projects I'm working on now. That's the book. So this is the prototype. So this is, let me see if I can show you a little bit of what's in it. Oh, can we see?
Yes, yes.
Is that good? So it's a couple of things up in there. You know, Bob Lee will be up in there too.
All
Wait,
right,
where
all
am
right.
I at? I'm sorry. Oh,
The other
wait,
way.
Damn,
the
I
other
can't
way.
find this. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff I'm working
All
on,
right.
man.
So that's
and,
one of the projects.
I just caught up with you, Bob. Got my doctorate.
Oh, all right. That's good, man.
Wait, where we at?
I see you.
See it?
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All
So
right.
you know, I got like a lot of projects in the mix, man, and you know, I've been going out of town a lot, doing a lot of shoots for different people.
Yeah.
I just had something canceled for Florida this weekend because they're having the tornadoes and hurricanes and stuff. So,
But we can catch
I'll
up
be
with
here.
you on what do you have? Instagram? You have the social media? You have a website?
Yeah. My Instagram page is Ronnie Wright 1. That's RONNIE WRIGHT number 1, and my Facebook is just Ronnie Wright photographer. You'll find me there, and on TikTok is Ronnie Wright 62.
There you go. Thank you, Ronnie Wright. You got to come on and share some of those pictures. We'll just float them
Yeah,
across.
man, definitely.
I like that picture of you and Jordan leaning in like that, you know. How that was like an amazing. Your eyes were bulging out of here. Oh, wow, I'm with Jordan. And we're like head to head.
That's what was said.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure, man. I know we'll be working together soon, man. Probably
Yes.
tomorrow or the next day. But
Yeah.
you know, love you, man, and I thank you
Love you
guys
too,
for
man.
you know giving me this little segment right here.
All right. And we'll see you again. Ronnie Wright, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Celebrity photographer to the stars. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right, that about does it for us. We appreciate you, too. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. We got a whole lot coming up, and just keep it right here. Thanks to guys up in the, what do you call up in the booth up there? Thank you guys up there. They're up in the control room, right? Don't listen to the man behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz up there. We appreciate you, man. Thank you. Floor manager and all of our, well, that's Jason and Kiara. Thank you guys so much. Always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. To choose your choice, let your choice control the chooser. Remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you are right. I'll see you over 107.5 WVLS. I'll catch you another day, another way. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. I love you all. Peace.